How's it going, YouTube? Today is September 11th, 2011, and today I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about September 11th, 2001. I've been definitely thinking about that particular day for most of my day. I went to church today, and, there was a remembrance service, and definitely just made me think about what that day was and what that day meant to me. And I would like to tell you first about what happened on that particular day, how I experienced it. September 11, 2001 was the first day of my sophomore year of high school, and I was getting ready to go to school. I was getting dressed and ready. I actually pretty much had just finished getting dressed, and my mom called me into our living room, and she told me to sit down, and I was sitting there looking at the TV, and I believe it was just it was live action. It was showing the smoke coming out of the Twin Towers, and there were glass panes from windows falling down like snow. It was a horrible sight, and I was just numb and just really feeling emotional, but I had to keep it together. I sat there for a while and watched it, and then the school bus came, got on the bus, went to school. I don't really remember much out of my day outside of there was an announcement, my day at school, other than there was an announcement about, on the school intercom about derogatory statements. Now I should probably go back and say why, because my particular high school that I went to had a very large Arab Muslim population, so that was why they had to make a statement saying, don't say anything derogatory or inflammatory about what happened. So nevertheless, went home. I had to go out to buy some last minute school supplies, so my mom and I went out to the local Walmart, and it was absolutely just kind of a really messy scene. It was crowded with people, and they were showing all sorts of updates on the TVs in there. And then going home, I noticed the gas prices were raised really high. They were definitely attempting to price gouge the gas. Later, I heard that there were some gas stations that got investigated by the Illinois Attorney General, at least here in Illinois, for price gouging. But yeah, I remember that, and just remember seeing a lot of the footage from the aftermath of it, all sorts of rubble, debris. Something that really stuck in my mind was a keyboard just sitting there amongst rubble. I would like to offer my condolences to anybody in YouTube land who either knows somebody or had somebody close to them that was involved, that perished in 9/11. I found out during my church service today that my pastor's sister-in-law was in the World Trade Center at her job, but thankfully was able to get out. She had actually survived the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and was able to get out. So, the 9/11 attacks, everybody was all upset by it, and some people kind of went out of their way to express their anger. I remember it really bringing the nation together, though. I remember seeing a TV commercial where they showed some tract housing, and then they went to a black screen, some words, and after that showed the picture of the tract housing, all with American flags on it. It affected a couple of members of my family, though not completely directly, but just in the way of their business. My brother-in-law's employer at the time, the bank that they worked out of, was in the World Trade Center. So if I remember right, it affected his paychecks for a while. And then my sister worked, well, it wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, it was my sister's fiance, soon-to-be brother-in-law. But anyway, I'm kind of sorry if I'm bouncing all over the place. My sister at the time was doing construction soil testing, going around to different construction sites, buildings, libraries, and doing soil testing. But the big client she was working for was Chicago Midway Airport. So they had to change everything around. You couldn't do, once they started flying again, you couldn't do curbside check-in, and they just designed a whole thing for curbside check-in. And of course, you have to take your shoes off. You have to go through the whole TSA process. One of the things that 9/11 did to me was, it changed me politically. I used to think, all I'll say is I used to think different politically than I do now. Consider myself more conservative than anything. But yeah, I just want to say, to anybody who had someone, loved one, anyone perish in 9/11, I'd like to express my condolences. To anybody who actually was there, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So this is a day that I'll always remember. I'll never forget what happened, and all that I can say that's left to say is God bless America. And thank you all for watching.